Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Midnight Angel here, coming to you for this week's Confessions of a Butt Slut on safety. First of all, I want to apologize for being a day later than I expected. I've had schoolwork and been trying to unpack and get our new home situated, so we just have a little bit more moving to do, but it'll get there. So, this week I want to talk to you about safety. Well, most people don't think that safety is a thing in what we do. Well, I got news for you. We use safety inside the lifestyle and outside the lifestyle. We use it in everyday life. For instance, when we get into our car, we know we should buckle up for safety. When we're at work, we have safety rules we follow because if we don't, we get hurt. So, how this is reflected upon BDSM or as a submissive or dominant. For instance, safety is a must. For me, it's a big thing because for me, I'm a hard player, and if I want to continue doing these hard things, I need to make sure I'm doing them safely. And not just me, but also for my master and my lady. So, for instance, before an activity, if it's something you've never tried, research it. Do a lot of reading. Now, those of us who have gone to school know that Wikipedia is not a efficient way to use for references. So careful what you read on Wikipedia, but also use your resources. People in the community. You have FetLife. You have all sorts of connections online. You have closed groups on Facebook. Excuse me. So not only that, if you're part of the community already, we have a lot of skilled people in the community. We have people who know about rope play. We have people who know about fire play, fire cupping. Um, oh my goodness, what else is there? Needles, breath play, edge play, knife play. So whatever your kink is, make sure you do your research and your resources. I know when people come to me, it's like, hey, you know fire cupping, don't you? I'm like, yes, I do. They're like, well, what are some of the safety measures? Well, first of all, for me, when I do it, I have to make sure of a person's medical history. It's important to me because if I damage them, I'm responsible for my actions, and actions speak louder than words. So, always ask somebody in the community, like, hey, do you know somebody who can teach me this or teach me that? We all know each other and can point you in the right direction. So, don't be afraid to ask people in your local community to help you learn a skill set. Now, that doesn't mean go to YouTube and copy what they do because, well, it's not really your. After reading it or seeing a video once, you're not an expert. Practice makes perfect. But if you feel more secure in doing that, then you know what? You need to be responsible for your own actions should something go wrong. So, you know, now most people have the intentions that, oh, the safety is only for the submissive and slave, but never to dominate. Sorry, no. Doms need to be safe. They need to know when to call a scene when they think or when they know that the submissive has had enough. For instance, when my master paddles my lovely ass, um, he he will go, and if I don't use my safe word, and he's about to break skin, he will stop. So, Doms, please know when to call the scene, because some of us masochists won't do it because we want more. And for us, we're not being safe at that point. So take responsibility for your submissive's actions and his or her well-being. I mean, another thing that falls under safety. Let's take the new play partners who are meeting for the first time. Safe calls. Oh, that's only for a submissive dominant. Don't need it. Well, being a female who goes and dates male dominants, we all know there are some males out there that tend to take liberties. Well, Being a female, I can actually sit there and say, some subs are some crazy ass bitches out there. Let me tell you that much. Women can be nuts just as much as men. So make sure you establish a safe call. For me, if I go out and meet a new potential play partner, the rule for our house is my master and or my lady will have to be there to meet this individual together. It's a set rule, and very, 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 very rarely does it ever not happen. So the person knows right out that they will be meeting one, if not both, of my partners for the first time. But if I'm allowed to go out for the first time alone to meet a potential play partner or dominant or a submissive, because I do switch, I set up a safe call. When I arrive in the parking lot, I text in my phone. We have a group chat of, "Hey, this is where I'm at. I've just arrived. I will text in 30 minutes or call in 30 minutes. If I do not happen to call or text within that 30 minutes, they call the police and send them down there." Now, there's nothing more embarrassing than having the cops arrive at the location and everything's okay. So, when you say you're setting up a safe call, make sure you do check in on time. Even if it's 1 or 2 minutes before, never later, because when I don't get a safe call from my master and he's meeting somebody, I panic and I freak. So, it's important to make sure you meet those safe call times that you set up. Now, when you're beginning to play, make sure you set up your safe words. I've heard several times over and over and over again that oh man, sorry, is oh, I'm a good slave, I have no limits. Okay. But I feel safer having safe words. For me, it's red, yellow, green. And if I absolutely have to call the scene, then I call my safe word. Which, if I'm in a public place, a public dungeon, or an event, it's red, yellow, green. Or in private, it's with my master, it's also red, yellow, green. But if I absolutely need to stop, I call it my safe word, which is mercy. Yeah. Laugh it up, suckers. The way it was mercy was for a week in my master's eyes. Um, the other thing is when you're playing for safety, the health risks. Is the person asthmatic? Are they diabetic? If so, are they type 1 or type 2? Do they have any form of seizures, epilepsy, high blood pressure, heart conditions, STDs, STIs? Because, I'm very asthmatic, but I get into breath play. But my master knows what to watch for. He also knows I'm a type 2 diabetic, so he knows before we play, we test my blood sugar, and we're okay. If for some reason I get cold, we'll test the blood sugar, and then we'll have candy or juice. It's important to know these things, because if I go play with Mr. Joe Blow and he doesn't know I'm asthmatic and he does breath play and he can't revive me, he doesn't know I'm having an asthma attack. So it's important not only for the submissive but also DOMs. If you have any of these conditions, please communicate them with the submissive or the bottom or the slave, because if we know about it, you're suddenly not feeling good, we can also call the scene and say stop. STDs and STIs, they're out there. Be honest with your sexuality. For instance, 4 out of 5 people actually have genital herpes or a form of herpes. It's not that big of a deal. But you do have a right to protect yourself. It is, after all, your sex life. So you should be aware of what your play partners or partners have, because if you get infected with something such like AIDS, it's life-changing. And hey, one time can ruin it for the rest of your life. So make sure you always, if you have any questions or concerns, talk to your health provider. Go to the health clinic. Do your research. It's not that hard. So, this is just a small thing of safety that I have for you today. Next week I will be touching on personal accountability. And I'll go more at the end. I'll recap everything in a few weeks with what space is, which was safety, personal accountability, consent, and education, because it all goes together. So, if you'd like to know more about safety, be sure to go ahead and post your concerns or your questions. Again, this is not necessarily the right way to do it. This is how I do things. But remember, keep it safe, be safe, and you know what? You can have fun in this. So, until next week, I will see you then. Love you guys. Peace.